Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Aloha from Maui. These are my final days in Maui for this segment of this trip, but I am feeling my soul and my spirit calling me to be here on a more permanent basis. There's so much great community here, so I'm getting really excited. Welcome to today's talk. We're talking about commitment, which is a very exciting and also a little bit scary thing to talk about. We are doing a 5-part series right now on how to embody the mindset of a queen in your life. Many of us grow up in a society or a family where we are taught to be the way that we should be, the way that others want us to be, subservient, right? So we've got that mindset of a servant going in our heads, and for a lot of us it's unconscious. It's not even something that we're totally aware of. So what I want to say about stepping from that place of the servant to that place of the queen or king, as the case may be, is that it is a layered process. It is a journey, and it is a practice. Excuse me, I just downed my celery juice really quickly. So it's a practice. Stepping into the mindset of a queen is something that takes time, and it takes catching yourself, bringing consciousness to the fact that you did just give up yourself for that other person or for that situation, because that's how you were raised. That's how you were conditioned to be. So be gentle with yourself. You know, it's not your fault that you were raised by wolves. No, I'm just kidding. That you were raised by a society and a family that taught you to be the way that they wanted you to be, or the way that they thought you would be most accepted and most loved by society. That's just a very normal, common, I don't know if it's normal, but it's very common, right? That's just a very common thing in our world, in our society. And so it takes time, and it takes devotion, and it takes dedication to create different synaptic reactions in your brain to move forward to the point where everything you do, everything you think, every interaction you have with a human being is you standing in your sovereignty, always standing your ground, always listening to your own truth, always moving from a place of, I'm going to do what's right for me and the collective whole, right? The sovereign one, the king or the queen, they had to make some serious choices on their path. And they had to make choices that were right for the good of the whole, but they also had to follow their truth and really listen to their hearts. So, that's why we think of those kings and queens as like having really sovereign, solid hearts. And reclaiming your own sovereignty is something that nobody can do for you. It's something that you get to do for yourself. So it's really a fun and powerful process. I'm just checking in on my technology here, hoping it's working. So last week, a couple weeks back, because we had technical difficulties last week, and I gave a very good soliloquy on commitment, but it didn't go through. So hopefully this one's going through. We talked about discernment, and discernment being a really important part of stepping into your sovereignty. And that is all about making choices, right? Discerning what's nourishing for me, what's toxic for me. Remember, we talked about the small intestine and the heart. So as we move from discernment today, we're going to move into commitment. And of course, we need to have discernment in place so that we can discern and choose what it is that we really want to commit to in life. And then once you have made that solid choice, you've got that place of congruence within you that's like, okay, that's what I'm going after. That's my choice. that's where I'm heading, then it's all about committing, really, really committing to that decision. Because if you wobble, if you waffle, if you're like, well, I really want that, but this is so much easier, this is so much safer over here, I know this old pattern, I know this old place really well, it's comfortable, then it can be really challenging to move forward beyond, and expand out. And that's really what stepping into the mindset of a queen is. It's an expansion. And so you want to commit fully, step both feet, get both feet on that train, because you are going to your new life, your new world, whether it's a relationship, whether it's your relationship with sexuality, health, home, family, finances, anything. You want to commit fully. Put both feet on the train, get your heart on board, get every part of your soul, spirit, physical body on board and in alignment with what it is that you are committing to. And, the dirty word commitment is coming from that place of like committing to something that you don't really want to commit to, committing to something that the world around you wants you to commit to. But the clean word commitment comes in when it's like, okay, this is actually really what I want. This is really what I'm going for. So I'm going to commit to it. You can really feel the difference, the like vibrational frequency difference of those two ways of committing to something. So you want to find that path forward and commit to the thing that's true for you, that's in your heart, that you truly desire. Not because you want someone else to like you, not because you want someone else to think you're cool, not because someone else really wants you to be that way or have that thing. It's because you want it. Commitment takes courage, right? It takes courage. So there's another nice C word for you. Courage comes from the body, the lungs, and the large intestine. So I like to talk about Chinese medicine systems as we go through each one of these values or ways of being in the world. So when you are committed to something, it can take courage to really put both feet on that train, and courage really comes from this place of being able to go deep within yourself and finding the courage to take another breath, to take another step, to move through another day. And the emotions that kind of get lodged and stuck in the lungs, according to the Tao in Chinese medicine, are the emotions of grief, the emotions of sadness, the emotions of depression. Those emotions that keep you in a downward spiral, keep you eddying in the same place in your life for years and years and years. And so it really takes a lot of courage to come out of that depression, to come out of that sadness, to come out of that grief, and to really step forward into a new reality, a new paradigm in your life. So what's your relationship like with courage? What's your connection to courage? Do you feel like you have a lot of courage inside of yourself already, or do you feel like you could use some more support with bringing more courage to the surface of your life? And if your relationship with courage is a 10, if it's like, I'm going to do the things that scare me, I'm going to face my fears and step forward with courage, even though I'm afraid I'm going to do it. If your relationship is a 10 with courage, can you feel how much easier it will be to commit to what it is that you are calling in your life? And so that's really the crux of commitment. That's really the support underneath committing to your truth, committing to what you're calling in, is finding that courage to do so. And I'll just give you a little quick personal story, just where I'm at in my life right now. I have been living in Santa Cruz, California for 21 years, long time. And I love it there. I love it there. I've got a lot of beautiful community, amazing friends. I love my little puppy. He's there, the beach. I'm right by the beach. It's just great, right? It's a fantastic life. I could stay there forever. But my soul is calling for something more. My heart is saying, okay, let's change it up. Let's get a little bit something different going, and let's see what else is possible. So next week, we are going to bring in curiosity. That's what we're going to talk about next week. And that's really the next piece. What else is possible? Let me get curious about this. What can I create in my life that I am going to be feeling like I'm on top of the world? What can I be doing in my life for work, for play, for relaxation, for enjoyment? Where can I place myself in the world that feels super nourishing and super aligned? And what do I need to do to get there? What courage do I need to bring to my financial picture, to my friends and community picture? What do I need to have in place in order to commit to moving forward in my life, to relocating to a new location? Or for some of you, this pandemic has brought up so much for relationships. And if you've been in a long relationship for many, many years, as I was 7.5 years, it can take a lot of courage to commit to ending that form of that relationship. Nothing ever ends. Everything lives on. And if there's love, love will live on in your heart forever. But when you are committing to yourself and to your truth and to following your heart's path, sometimes you have to let things go. And that's the other piece of that lung and large intestine combination is, it's about clearing. It's about letting go. The lung and large intestine are an organ pair that's paired together underneath the metal element. And metal is the element that represents the season of autumn or the season of fall. And when we look at that season of fall, we can see that things are falling back to the earth. The leaves fall from the trees. The flowers fall from the rose bush. Things are releasing and letting go and clearing. And they're making space for winter, which is that deep hibernation, recalibrating to truth phase. And so if you find that you're in a fall phase in your life where it's all about time to clear and time to let go and time to release, then it's very important to do that work, to clear what needs to be cleared so that you can recalibrate to what's true for you, and then you can start to create that. So my friends, that is what I have for you today on commitment. And, if you have time, if you haven't seen the other video on discernment, go watch that one as well, because it's really valuable to get a deeper relationship to these values, these ways of being in the world, being able to discern clearly so you can commit to the right thing, so that you can get curious about what's to come and what's possible. And then we've got 2 more values coming for you. So I'm so excited to be here with you, and I look forward to seeing you again next Friday. Sending you so much love.